Okay, guys, so this is part one of what we're going to do for our stock work this semester. This is part one. We're going to be stripping this stock. Okay, doing a lot of stuff for this stock this semester. I'm going to video all of it. It's all part of what you're going to learn as rifle builders. Okay, we're going to take this right here. This is a Mauser 98 in a 9.3 by 62 caliber. Okay. I did all the metal work on this, contoured the barrel, added the barrel band, added the sights, cut off the old bolt handle, replaced the bolt handle on it, did all that, converted all this military bottom metal into a commercial type lever latch bottom metal. And I've had this rifle for quite a while and I've never put it in the stock. So this semester it's going to go into this one. Okay. So first step in this is we're going to strip this stock down. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to start shaping it. Another video, I'm going to shape all this. I'm going to take this cheek rest off. I'm going to inlet it. I'm going to file in a bolt notch right here. I'm going to do file in an ejection port right here. It's kind of, I don't know if you can see that right here, but this stock is a little blocky in through here in the rear tang of the receiver. It's kind of squared off and blocky a little bit, and down here near the bottom metal kind of squared off and blocky. So we're going to shape all that, take all that out, nice, round it, sleek it up. Since I have this right here, this barrel band that I put on the barrel, I don't need this. Okay, this is the front sling stud. So I'm going to be taking that out and putting an inlay here. Okay, so I'm going to do a diamond inlay up and through here. Okay, so all that's going to be on video. It's all cool stuff that we're going to do for stock class this semester. But before you can get to that and do all that stuff, you have to strip the stock. Okay, so a lot of you guys that have your commercial stocks right now that showed me on Monday, they had their polyurethane finish on it. Okay, well, we're going to get rid of that. Okay, polyurethane finishes are basically a commercial thing. Okay, they're put on to save money. Okay, so 50 years ago, 6 or 7 guys, all they would do all day is apply a wood oil finish to this, wood stain, oil finish, whatnot, to the stock. 6 guys get 100 stocks done a month. They come along with polyurethane and they do 100 stocks a day. So a properly finished oil stock is just as weather resistant as this one. Okay. So the only reason that polyurethane was applied to stocks was strictly as a cost-saving measure. It just eliminated the whole process that goes into sanding and finishing and staining and oil rubbing and all this stock. Okay, so since we're custom rifle builders, that's something that we're going to be asked to do occasionally. Okay, so not a whole lot, but occasionally. Okay, so more often than not, it's going to go into something like this. Okay, we're going to also this semester, as I'm building this rifle, I'm going to paint that stock because that is a modern rifle finish as well. Okay. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the things that you need to strip this stock. Try and keep this video short. Okay, I'm going to I'm going to show you the things you need and strip this stock and show you how I do that. Okay, and try and keep this video short. Okay, so I'll come back and show you all the tools and the material that you need to strip this. Okay. All right, guys. So this is all the stuff that you're going to need to strip this stock. All right, we're going to kind of, labor intensive, not so much since I found a different product here, but, something you want to do right. You want to get the stock stripped down completely because as you start applying oil finish, if there's a spot of polyurethane that you miss, then you got to stop everything and go back and strip that off, and it's a big pain in the neck. So you want to get the right tools, do it correctly. All right. So the very first thing you're going to need is gloves, all right? I'm getting to be more and more when I'm in the shop, I use these gloves all the time for everything, okay? Because our skin is an organ and these are terrible chemicals and you're sucking all these chemicals into your skin. So get some gloves when you're going to do this. It's going to make things a little bit easier. This is kind of harsh chemicals here. You're going to need some steel wool, all right? You can get whatever type of steel wool you want to get. Doesn't matter if it's cleaned or oil-free or anything like that. This is double odd steel wool. The instructions for some of the stuff calls for triple or four odd, steel wool, but double odd's fine. It's just what I happen to have. You're gonna need some sandpaper. Okay, this is 150 grit. This is not gonna be something you use to do the final sanding finish of your stock. This is just kind of at the end after we have stripped all of this off. I use the sandpaper to kind of clean up any loose residue that could possibly still be on the stock, okay? So you need some sandpaper. And you're gonna need some form of stripper, okay? This is the stuff that I used to use. This is a citrus strip. Smells like orange when you put it on, and it's a good stripper, very aggressive. I think it's designed for taking paint off of old cabinets and stuff. Used it for a while, and when I did this, when I was doing refinishings and refinish stocks and whatnot, and just kind of had to deal with it. It was very aggressive. Sometimes it, would keep the stock a little wet for a few days, but it was what was out there. Okay, so you can use this stuff. All right. I started using this, and a student got me into this last year. Okay, so this is Minwax Furniture Refinisher. Okay, Minwax Furniture Refinisher. Say that 3 times. This stuff's great. This stuff's fantastic. It's a little more expensive than this, but it's a heck of a lot less work than this. This right here, this stripper you're gonna put on with a scraper, and you're gonna put on with a chip brush and stuff, and you gotta leave it on there for like 30 minutes before you can start. And to get it off, you gotta use, it's just a pain, okay? It'll work, that's all you can find, okay, or you don't wanna spend the money, okay? But this here is awesome, okay? Basically with this right here, all I do is take my steel wool, I dip it into a little bit of solution, and a little bit of this goes a long, long way. Dip in a little bit of solution, rub it on the stock, and as I'm rubbing it, the finish is coming right off. This polyurethane is coming right off, okay? So great stuff. This is what I would use, all right? So let's get to the next step here where we're gonna start stripping this off. I'm gonna get this stuff out of the way, and we'll start stripping this stuff off. All right, guys, so we're ready to start stripping the stock. And you can see I did some things to this. I removed this is all things you gotta do, by the way. You gotta get the recoil pad off of there. My sling studs, I removed this one and the forward one. So you wanna get all that stuff that's on there removed before you start stripping the stock, because it's just gonna, you're just gonna run your steel wool or your sandpaper into it, okay? So pretty basic. Okay, you're gonna take your stock, we'll start on this side, and you're just gonna dip the steel wool into this, okay? Just a little bit goes a long way, okay? Squeeze it off and start rubbing it on, okay? Now I like to keep it on pretty wet, okay, as I'm going through here. And we'll work an area here and then we'll let it dry. And you can see that it takes it right off. It's great stuff. It's way better than that other stripper stuff, okay? And we'll get a picture of this, and after this comes off, and you guys can see how long it takes me to take this off, okay? So that's basically right there what we got. Let's take this. And you can kind of see where we're at, okay? So we got just a little bit on there still, not much, but just enough. So let's do this again. Okay, come back on here. And this is kind of why I like to use the double steel wool, the double aught steel wool, because it's a little bit more aggressive than the 4-aught. And we're gonna finish this stock anyway, okay? We're gonna sand it and stain it and shape it, do all kinds of stuff to the stock anyway. So it doesn't really matter if you have like an aggressive steel wool that you're using, okay? Because you're just gonna take that finish off anyway, and you're gonna sand it, and any scratch marks and stuff that you put into it when you're stripping it off, you're gonna sand out anyway, okay? So this is pretty good here. So that was basically 2 times that I went on it, okay? So let's wipe this off, and we'll bring the camera over, and you guys can see what that looks like, Yeah, it looks great. Right there. Okay. So right here. So you can see right there, that's the polyurethane, and that is after it's been stripped off. You can see that that's all off. That's where I stopped right there, okay? So this stuff's great, okay? It's gonna save you a lot of time and get that finish off pretty quick. So what's good about this too is that it's not super aggressive like another stripper, all right? So if you wanted to just start rubbing oil on this, after you go ahead and sand it and prep this a little bit, you could. But I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna stain this a completely different color. But you could do that, okay? That's what that stripper does. But you can see right there, that's what we're looking to do. So that is bare wood, that's raw wood right there, and that's polyurethane. So I'm gonna strip this whole thing off, and this right here basically took me, I don't know what, 2 minutes to do this part right here. So I should be able to get this whole stock done in the next 5-10 minutes or so, okay? Whereas the other stuff would take pretty much a whole day to get it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and strip this out, okay? And I will get back to you when the stock is completely stripped down. We're gonna go over what we're gonna do to this stock, all right? Okay, guys, so we are back. The stock is stripped. You can see from last video that I think the raw video on that was about 4.5 minutes to get it stripped. And, I sped the video up, obviously, to keep the video short, but 4.5 minutes or so to get the stock in this condition right here. This is stripped. This is raw wood. This is ready to go on to the next stage, okay? So if you were going to go ahead and just refinish this, you can now start doing your sanding progressions. Okay, we'll get into that in another video. It's sanding and refinishing a stock is much like bluing a rifle. You're going to go through a progression of sandpaper. Okay, scratch marks, whatnot. Remove the scratch marks with progressively finer paper. It's the same thing. So, but as you can see here, this one's ready to go. Okay, we are ready to strip or sand this and shape it and get ready for the rest of the stuff I'm going to do to it. So pretty basic, right? So this is going to be your stock condition. I believe in the grade sheet is week 8, I think is what this is. we're going to do that on. I think the grade sheet right now says week 7, but since we lost 2 weeks because of holidays and storms, we're going to move that back, that due date back. So, but this is what I'm going to look for right here, okay? Stripped out. This stock right now is ready to go to the next stage, okay? Which is, for me, is going to shape. I'm going to shape, next video I'm going to come back and I'm going to shape this out right here. I'm going to shape all this in through here out. Then I'm going to inlet the barrel channel because the receivers already fits in there, but I'm going to inlet the barrel channel in there. I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm going to do my inlay right here. So fit the bottom metal. It's a little bit small, which is good. That's what you want. You know, you want to have a little bit of meat to work with whenever you're doing these inletting jobs. But anyway, that's the first step, is to strip it. Okay, so this sucker is stripped now. We're ready to go, and I will see you guys. Keep up on work. Don't fall behind. All right, there's a lot of stuff coming this semester. All right, guys, way to go.